Welcome back into Bo Sox Talk. I am here with the best Twitch sports broadcaster on the planet, Hogdale. How we doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So, how you feeling about the Sox? I mean, we're a week away from, or less than a week away from opening day, right around the corner. How you feeling about the team?
Pretty good. I feel better today, with the Connelly Early news. But I mean, this is a team where despite the irritations in the early in the offseason and all the what's I'm trying to think of another word that isn't just irritations about just fucking more
Frustration.
dumb things they do occasionally in terms of
Yeah.
decision making. Like, yeah, this is a good team. This is going to be a really good team.
Now, do you think this team is better than it was last year at the start of the year?
Yeah, probably. I'd say so.
Yeah, I agree. I think that on the pitching side, a lot more certainty, and I mean the rotation's stacked. It's just with me with the offense, it's trying to focus on run prevention, not so much homers, but I think it's going to work really well, kind of like we saw from what the Blue Jays were able to do last year, getting all the way to the World Series with a very similar approach.
Yeah, like I was perusing Twitter and Daniel Fox. Sometimes he's a bit too rah for my taste, but he did put up a really good tweet where he's like, here's the Red Sox opening day rotation last year. It had like fucking Dick Fitz
Yeah.
and Sean Newcomb obviously in the five, and it's like, yeah, we're in a way better spot in terms of like who we have for arms. The depth on this team pitching wise is unbelievable. So we're in a really good spot in terms of the pitching infrastructure of the team.
And it's even more funny to look at how the Yankees are announcing four-man rotation and the Red Sox are like nine starters deep.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. I wonder when like Rodon is even supposed to come back for the Yankees. That's the interesting thing. And then Cole, I thought Cole would be ready by now, but
Me too.
apparently
I,
not.
I got him on my fantasy team. So, I mean, I saw that he's supposed to come back in June. But I mean, yeah, always better to see them struggling to get guys ready and everything like that. But,
Well,
you
they're
know,
like the Yankees like we're gonna run back last year's team that lost to the Blue Jays in the fucking divisional round. So I, I'm happy for them. Like,
yeah,
they're saying we add Garrett Cole. This is a World Series team. I don't
right.
know about that. I mean, I'm glad they have their pair of unks for prospects down in AAA now. They sent down Jason Dominguez. He can go have a barbecue with a bunch of 50-plus-year-old men down in AAA. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's been a prospect for like 50 years, but I mean, it's always better to feel more confident about the Sox and be able to have more leverage to talk crap to Yankee fans and everything like that. But
Well, we need it because, like, oh my God, I still that we lost to them in that wild card round last year disgusts me to such a visceral degree.
yeah, I completely agree. Must have been much harder for you, especially being surrounded by Yankee fans.
Luckily, the Yankee fans of Barstool people overhate on them. They're good dudes. They're good
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
They don't rub shit in my face all the time.
yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
is they probably should start because I like doing that.
Yeah, it seems like anytime you're in the office, especially the Chicago office, like there's always something that happens because the Bregman news even came out when you were there.
It sure did. It sure did. And I
Sorry
was
to bring back some
miserable.
old scars.
No, it's I've I was happy for the all the Cub fans that were there because obviously it was
Yeah,
for a Bears game. It was a Bears playoff game. So they're like, oh, nice cherry on top of my wonderful cake that's being made in front of me.
yeah. Made even better that Jed Hoyer was like, yeah, let's help them come back. Let's get some energy back in the Chicago fans.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. It's so vile.
But there was some good news that came out of Red Sox camp early this morning. Connelly Early not only made the opening day roster, but will start the season in the rotation. He's going to be starting Game 3 against Cincinnati, and Johan Oviedo, who most people expected him to have already secured the number 5 spot or at least a spot in the rotation, will start the season in the bullpen. How do you feel about that after that news came out?
I mean, I'm just happy that the Red Sox are playing their best players. They haven't always done that. They didn't do that last year. Like Roman Anthony was stuck in Worcester purgatory for basically half of the entire season. So they've always thought Early is better than Oviedo. We heard news like post the Cattell Marte trade not happening that it wasn't Meyer holding that deal up. It was Early. The Red Sox love this guy. He, added a couple ticks to his fastball during the offseason program. And yeah, this is the most talented guy he should be playing. And he is playing. And good for them for making the correct decision.
Yeah, I think now this is his chance to really show the team and the organization that he deserves to stay in the majors. Because I think a lot of people probably expected him to start in AAA, not only on the development factor, but then we also saw Chris Cotillo coming out saying that, if he stayed 5 weeks in AAA, they would get an extra year of service time. I know most fans don't want to hear about the service time, saving money type aspect. They want to see the best players on the team, kind of like you said. But I think especially with what we saw from Oviedo during his last start, a lot of like six earned runs, like that definitely hurt him in terms of the race of making the rotation.
I mean, maybe. The thing is, I just don't care about spring training. I've always been the peak advocate of spring training stats do not matter, and they really don't.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
Oviedo's, like he said his stuff looked bad because he's trying a new cutter, and like it was kind of blending into his fastball. I'm like, okay, completely understandable. Like people are starting. I'm hearing rumblings about Garrett Crochet. We should be scared because his whiff numbers are down and his fastball's a couple ticks down. Last year, I literally remember this happening last year, opening day, when everyone was upset because his fastball at that time was a couple ticks down in the regular season. And I went back and double checked it. On opening day last year, Crochet didn't have a fastball go faster than 97.5 miles an hour. So like this is the second year in a row where like, hey, he's ramping up. There's nothing to be worried about. It's spring training.
Yeah. No,
Again, like
yeah, I
people wanted
completely
Trace
agree.
Thompson to make the team last year. Like, what
Yeah.
are we talking about?
Braden Ward, where are you at? Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm happy Braden Ward did a great spring training. Now go ride the fucking pine in Worcester, buddy. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, yeah, exactly. Honestly, like when I first saw the news, once ever, Canely, like Zach Kelly, like got sent down, everybody's like, oh, Early's making the opening day roster. For me, like in my mind, it was like, all right, he's going to try to help piggyback off of, Suarez and
I was
Bayo,
worried about
who
that
were
too.
reported yesterday were behind, and, you know, guys like Cutter Crawford, some of the other long relievers that could potentially fill it in, like aren't ready. So I thought he was going to be in that spot. But then when you see him sticking in the rotation, kind of like you said, the organization really believes in this guy and believes that what we saw last year, he can continue to build on it and get even better.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, dude. Like, we saw what Early looked like last year in the playoffs. Like, they trusted this guy enough as a young guy in to start a playoff game in which he was good. Like, he was let down by his teammates. He was very good in that playoff start. And since then, he's added a couple ticks on his fastball, and all of his stuff is playing up. Like, there's no reason not to be extremely high on this guy.
Now, I'm curious, how long of a leash do you think they're going to give him? Because, Chris Cotillo said that the Red Sox will reassess a couple times around the rotation. Like, do you think Early's a guy who could be a guy who stays in the rotation throughout the season and then they just keep Oviedo as a long reliever?
Absolutely. I mean, you never know like what's going to happen just because of the fickleness of injuries in terms of pitchers.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Early perform, as long as he performs decently early in the season, I have no reason to think they'll just swap him out. I mean, the Red Sox are at a state where they can just perpetually evaluate every like month or so because
Mhm.
they have such a insane amount of depth in terms of starters, down in AAA, ready to bring up. So yeah, I mean, if the increased workload is a little too much for Early, early on in his career, then okay, dude, fine, go down to AAA, hang out for a bit, and rest. I mean, they basically have like a rotation of very good and serviceable arms that they can use in that five spot in the rotation if they just either get fatigued, tired, hurt, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just really curious to see how everything fits once Cutter Crawford and Patrick Sandoval come back. And it's crazy even like thinking about those guys. A lot of people I think forget that they're even on the team because we haven't seen them in 2 years. But
Well, they're
there's
so
there's going to be a
unexciting.
crowded pitching staff very soon.
It's one of those things where like they're just so patently unexciting. It's yeah, I'm gonna pitch fucking uh, Patrick Sandoval over Peyton Tolley, like the most electric arm in the system, or Cutter Crawford over Connelly Early. Like, let's all be serious here. These guys aren't as talented as these dudes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to if we see both of them probably start the season in AAA to kind of work themselves up. And then kind of like you said, this is so much deep depth that it's going to be a competition. Like they're going to have to push the pile to really get through to the majors. If Early and Oviedo are shoving and they're secure in their spots, everybody else is going to have to step up their game to try and get a spot on the roster, which is a good problem to have.
100%. I mean, For some reason, my brain just like thought of like it's like the Satan in the corner of my brain, like Yoshida's still here, like literally just completely out of nowhere. Like I fucking like it's because I was thinking it led for like Sandoval's still here because everyone thought like
Yeah.
Sandoval just be traded to somewhere because
Right.
he's a semi-valuable piece. He's not making that much money. He's a starter who's shown that he can start games in the past, but he's still here.
I really think that's the only reason why he gets some room on this roster and the ability to like get some innings in is because the Red Sox are going to be like, we need to show teams what he can do so we can offload him since we just have so much depth that we need to give everybody else innings.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But yeah, I'm super excited to see how everything kind of shakes out, especially after last year where the depth got decimated going into the playoffs. But in this episode, I really kind of wanted to do some fun superlatives to start the season, get everybody excited, do some like small predictions and different superlatives. So we can start out by looking at the MVP of this season. Who's going to be the most valuable player of the 2026 Red Sox?
I mean, if the Red Sox want to be as good as they claim to want to be, if they want to win the division, if they want to win more than 90 games, they need Roman Anthony to be the superstar of the team. He needs to step in right where Rafael Devers was and even be better because in a lot of ways he is better than Rafael Devers. So yeah, my MVP is very comfortably Roman Anthony.
Yeah, we both had the same guy. They were 46 and 27 after his debut, the second best record in the MLB over that span. And, their offense just looked completely different after he got injured.
Yeah, they were worthless. They were terrible. I mean, because Alex Bregman was the guy who was supposed to step up, but that second half of the season, he was breaking down, just did not come close to carrying the load. Willier was hurt. They broke down. Like, yeah, after Roman went out, it seemed like they were completely demoralized. And when he went out, I mean, I don't know if you thought this way, but I'm like, oh, this shit is over. Like, you cannot win a World Series without Roman Anthony. And they couldn't even win a fucking wild card game without Roman Anthony.
Yeah, it's sad to say I was at that game, and that was also the game when Crochet, I think he let up like 5 or 6 runs. It was like 3 or 4 home runs in a row. I believe it was against the Guardians, and it's just like, are you kidding me right now? And then you see Roman go down, and it's like, all right, this better not be as bad as it actually is. But and then even during the spring training before he went to the WBC, when him and Rafael collided, it's like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is the guy that cannot go down. So I think that's the biggest thing for him. He just needs to stay healthy, stay on the field. Might have his struggles second year in the league. I think he's going to be a superstar. But
People
he just
keep
needs
like
to stay
trying
healthy.
to project this. Like, I don't know. I saw like, I don't know if it was Lou or so like, oh, well, he's second year in the league. The league's going to adjust to him. How about no, it's not? How about he's fucking dominant? I've yet to see him struggle. When he came up initially, even when he was batting like 150. If you looked at all of his hard hit numbers, they were exactly as good as they were by the end of the season. He's going to struggle. Says fucking who? Who decided that? What if he's just him? What if he just stays healthy, puts up a fucking 7-WAR season, which he was on track to do last year? Like, struggle, whatever. Like, fuck you, struggle. He's above struggle. He's Roman Anthony. He's the main character of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we get to see him really like flourish in this, extended role, like a full season and everything like that. I could definitely see him 25, 30 homers, hit the cover off the baseball every single game he's out there. For me, like I'm a little bit in that camp where I do think there is going to be a period where he does struggle, but I don't think he's going to be like a regular prospect where it's a elongated type thing, like anywhere close to like a Jackson Holiday or anybody like that. Like, I do think that like he is going to be able to overcome that, but that comes with the early times of being a major league player.
Jake, I got a question for you. How many players hit the ball harder on average than Roman Anthony last year?
I'm gonna have to guess like O'Neal Cruz or Ellie.
The answer is 0. Roman had the highest hard hit rate in the sport. He had a 60% hard hit rate as a rookie.
Damn.
By the way, that is higher than his hard hit rate in AAA. His hard hit rate in AAA was 56%.
Oh my God. Only getting better.
That's the thing. I remember at the time, like, because when Red Sox fans were gassing him up, And Yankee fans like, oh yeah, but that's fucking AAA stats, man. He's not going to replicate that. You're right. He's not going to replicate it. He's going to exceed it because he's the fucking protagonist. This is his world, and we're just living in it.
Yeah. So what are your projections for his end of the year stats?
I got Roman hitting. I got him hitting 30 bombs. I got him like 860 OPS, playing Gold Glove defense in probably left is where they're going to throw him at because they got Willier healthy.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I think even too, like even if it's 25 homers and not 30, it's just because he's trying to get on base more. That's the one thing that like is really impressive about him, his
His
maturity at the
approach.
plate.
Yeah, dude, it's so advanced. He's so gifted. That's the thing. It's funny. Is like Alex Cora blocks me on Twitter, and so it's good to know like there are probably Red Sox players that hate my fucking guts. It's understandable because I slander dudes sometimes. I say some very mean things, at least in their perspective. One person who will probably never have that problem with me is Roman Anthony. I have nothing but good things to say about him. He's literally the ray of sunshine in the darkness. All he knows how to do is play elite baseball.
Yeah, I mean, just that analogy right there. Even when he got injured last year, it felt like the darkness immediately came over. So hopefully we can keep that sunshine throughout
Literally.
162. But not only a guy like Roman Anthony is important for this next season, but looking onto the Cy Young of this team, I feel like two players that are the most important on this team, Roman Anthony, Garrett Crochet. If both of those guys are healthy, this team can go as far as possible.
Yeah, 100%. Like when you have guys that are among the elite of the elite in the sport, you can't help but feel confident because yeah, like the Red Sox Cy Young, it's Garrett Crochet. I mean, I don't know, maybe someone will be different and be like, actually, I think Ranger Suarez is gonna have a better season. No, he's fucking not. Like there's the only pitchers that are Crochet's peers in the American League is like what Tarek Skubal. That's it. It's Skubal and it's like Hunter Brown. And like I think Crochet is obviously more talented than Hunter Brown. So to me, it's just Scooble as like the best pitcher in the American League. So
Yeah, and I bet he's itching to be able to get that Cy Young this year. Was so close last year.
100%. He just had like a couple of not even bad starts, just like okay starts at the end of the year, and Scooble just never relented.
Yeah, I agree. And also too, kind of like it was nice to see him flourish and really be able to dominate the Yankees in the playoffs. Like we know, especially with guys his first time there, like they just itch to get back there. And I think for him, he's just gonna try and go out there and have the best season, better than last year, and do everything possible to get even further in the playoffs so he can come up big in those huge starts like he did last year.
100%, dude. I'm so excited to watch Garrett Crochet again this year. He's a treasure to watch. Wonderful
Yeah,
pitcher.
honestly, dude, it's been incredible. I know we both have been critical of Craig since he got hired, but like the one thing compared to the past few years, compared to like past previous like five or so, is like even when the Sox had Sale, like he wasn't out there all the time. It's nice to have like a dog on the mound every 5 days, and I feel like this is the first year in a while where Red Sox fans are actually able to be confident in majority of the guys that are going every day in the rotation.
I mean, if there's one thing that Craig has done exceptionally well, it's overhauling the pitching infrastructure. Like the guys we have up here now, we can already see the next wave starting to form. Like what Anthony Ianson or Janssen, what I think that's how you pronounce his name. He looks unbelievable. Juan Valera looks incredible. Craig, he knows arms. Like he knows how to produce quality big league arms. The only one I'm worried that he missed on is Luis Perales. I think that guy's a fucking stud. But other than that, dude, like I mean, I'm interested to see like how Jake Bennett progresses this year, like the guy they traded him for. I mean, we heard some
Mm-hmm.
good things out of camp. Uh, Craig can build a pitching infrastructure. That doesn't really stop me from hating him though, and his dumb face. And he traded away Rafael Devers. Fuck you, fuck you. I hate you so much. Oh my god, you let Bregman walk, you doofus. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't even get me. My blood's gonna start boiling, dude. I know you were in Chicago when that happened, but like we don't got to go down a whole thing. But I was at Fenway Fest that day, and then
Oh
was on the top of the
no.
world. Came home and like was
Immediately.
livid. Like we don't got to go down that path. But yeah, Craig, we got to do better than that. You gotta don't turn into Heim to where like fans are hating you and they're like, why are you trading our favorite player? Like we need to start actually getting fans to believe once again. And luckily,
It's one of
kind of
those
got
things
close
that
to that.
It's one of the most frustrating aspects because like Craig does a lot of things extremely well, but like I compare it to like okay, cool, like you bought some really nice decorations for the house, like you really rearranged everything. It looks very presentable when you go in. You traded away like the main foundation bar. Like you fucking took a sledgehammer and you broke the foundation of the fucking house. Who cares if the living room looks good? Like, what is wrong with you? You've weakened the structure. Now we have to address the structure. And in my eyes, the biggest flaw with the Red Sox, everyone keeps talking about, oh, well, biggest need in the offseason, a infielder that can hit 30 home runs. Hey, I know one. I know one you used to have. You're like, they literally, there's a Rafael Devers shaped hole that the Red Sox have that is preventing them from being the favorite in the American League. Like this, if Rafael Devers was here, this team would be the World Series favorite in the American League. That's the one thing they're missing.
But it didn't fit in his model.
Yeah, man, the model, dude. I mean, that model, it's a really good model. It did tell him that Vaughn Grissom was a better player than Chris Sale going forward. And I always hear people say like, "Oh, that's revisionist history. None of us cared about the trade then." I'm just saying, Chaim Bloom didn't want to give up on Chris Sale. Oh, I know that. I know Chaim Bloom didn't want to give up on Chris Sale.
Well, speaking of Chaim Bloom, luckily he was able to get this guy in a trade a few years ago. Now let's look at the breakout player of the 2026 Red Sox. Austin Ahern actually wanted me to ask you this exact question. And for me, it's a guy that Chaim Bloom luckily was able to trade for in Wilyer Abreu. I mean, we saw him really break out in the WBC, struggled with injuries last year. But I mean, he was hitting the cover off of the ball before those injuries and ultimately ended up being able to hit 20 plus home runs, even with that time that he had off. I think he's a guy that could 30 plus home runs and hit over 280.
I mean, yeah, especially him playing every day now, at least allegedly, he's going to be playing every day because Cora had that quote the other day where he talked about like, oh, we got to get all 5 outfielders into the mix. Like, dude, there's a non-zero chance there's a day this year where, Masataka Yoshida is in the lineup and like Roman Anthony isn't. And like, it's going to give me a fucking brain aneurysm. But like, I love Wilyer. Like, Wilyer's a very good player. A lot like one of the big reasons like the Zips projections irritated me is it pretended like Wilyer didn't already hit like 22 home runs in like 100 games because he missed like 60 games, didn't he? Something like that. Like Wilyer could easily hit a 30 home runs playing with everyday at bats. He's got the power. He's not great against left-handed pitching, but people talk about him like he's an irredeemable fraud against them. No, that's Jaron Duran last year. Duran had like a 605 OPS against lefties. Wilyer was a 674. It's like that's not untenable. Like you can work with that and just to continue as he's still some semi-young guy. Continue to improve on that. Wilyer's patient. Like his biggest issue is what probably strikes out a lot, but like so does every guy who hits the ball hard. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm very excited about Wilyer this year. I could easily see him hitting 30 home runs. I think I would honestly say money in the bank for 25.
1,000%. Who do you got for a breakout player?
Breakout player. It's interesting because all of the guys we have on this team right now are for the most part established other than Wilyer. Like Duran, he literally can't break out. He had a fucking 9-WAR season. Roman can't break out. We already saw him on pace for a 7-WAR season. Honestly, I think I literally would just say Wilyer because I think Wilyer is most poised to break out. He gets the everyday at bats. He's shown flashes in the past. He looked amazing in the WBC. I mean, it's either him or I'm picking Connelly Early to break out. And picking a prospect to break out almost feels fake because it's like, yeah, he's all potential. He has nothing to do but break out.
Right. And it's tough with Early too. Like his debut broke the Red Sox debut franchise strikeout record. Like you can't get better than that.
100%. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, we just talked about the breakout player. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. The biggest disappointment for me, I got Marcelo Meyer. I think he's going to struggle offensively, had limited time, not only in AA and AAA due to injuries. I think overall, he's going to be a really good defensive player, but I think he could get overmatched offensively.
If I was going to pick a biggest disappointment, I feel like it would be Brian Bayo. I feel like if there's someone who's due to regress to the mean, and if you look at his underlying numbers, it would be Brian Bayo. And I'm not trying to wish ill will upon our young guys, you fuck. You were pre-shitting on Marcelo Meyer. But I like Bayo. I mean, his stuff, he always kind of overperforms his underlying metrics, but I wouldn't be surprised if like he ends up regressing to like a high threes, low fours guy, which still isn't bad, but also might get people clamoring for Peyton Tolley by the middle of the season. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think Bayo, like, even though he's obviously established guy in this rotation, is semi like forgotten. It's crazy that he's the number 4 on this team. And he was probably, when you looked at last year, one of the best number 3s in the entire league. But I feel like just like with everybody above him and like the new additions of Gray, Suarez, like Bayo kind of gets forgotten of how good he was last year. So I agree with you. I think he's a guy that like really hit part of his ceiling last year. And the only thing that could like hurt him is like just a little bit of a tick down. It's like, oh yeah, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought like he held him and Giolito held the rotation together during like the darkest periods of a lot of last season. I mean, him and Giolito's insane second half is like one of the big reasons why the Red Sox went on that big winning streak and that big winning stretch. You know, along with obviously Roman Anthony getting called up and rescuing the vibes.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Well, for me, the only thing with Marcelo, and he's a guy that like I know at the end of the day, like once he develops, like once he's able to hit lefties, once he's able to acclimate offensively to major league pitching, I do think he's going to be a really good player. But I just feel like with everything that has kind of happened with him, like people have high expectations for him. Like they've never been lower as I feel like they are right now with how much he's gotten injured and he really kind of is in a spot not similar, but like semi to where Costas was, where he was such a big prospect and year after year just getting injured, semi like getting close to the expectations that some people thought. But I feel like some fans are getting a little bit restless. So like now that he's made the opening day roster, they're kind of expecting him to have already arrived when you're a guy that hasn't really played a ton in the minors. That's just not the reality, in my opinion.
I think he's going to look amazing next to IK fucking F. I'll tell you that. Like that's his platoon partner, by the way, which is
he'll definitely look
so
way better
dumb.
than him.
We just like dress that. That's so dumb. Why is IKF his platoon partner? They Andrew Monasterio is right there, man. He hits lefties. No IKF is a reverse splits guy. He's bad against lefties. He was like a 532 OPS last year against lefties, which was better than Meyer. It shows how bad Meyer was against lefties, but like, is it that much better? Not really. And Meyer's significantly better defensively at this point than IKF. People talk about IKF like he's a fucking defensive wizard. He's like +2 outs above average at second. Like, dude, give me a break. Why'd you pay him $6 million? Oh my God. Now I'm back to thinking they're dumb. Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, like I think everybody was like, what when that first came out? Like it, even though like take away the 6 million number, like add like in Chris Cotillo,
I just don't want him on my
team.
He sucks. He's a bad player.
Yeah, I agree. I asked Chris Cotillo about this because I was like, there's just no way that they just did that out of nowhere. Like the only way is they thought like Romy was going to be gone for the first 2 or 3 months. And like, he was the best guy out there. But even a guy like Miguel Andujar, like, you know, there's plenty of other guys that they could have paid not 6 million that are probably better.
IKF sucks. Like, yeah, people get on me like, and I don't know why. I don't know why IKF has defenders. Guys, like, I don't know. Go ask Yankee fans their opinion of IKF. Go ask Blue Jay fans their opinions of IKF. Find anyone to say good things about IKF. He's a bad baseball player. I don't feel bad. Go look at his Savant page. It'll make you want to fucking hurl.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays. I'm happy, you know, they got a guy like Monasterio. I wouldn't be surprised if like they switch that at some point just because it's not working. But
you hope so.
Now looking at another superlative, let's look at comeback player of the year. Who do you think is going to be the comeback player of the year?
Who would even be like the big candidates for this is the real question. Because like Cutter's coming back, but like, is he even going to get time in the bullpen? Like, are they going to save him to be a starter? I'm not saying Connor Wong. You couldn't make me say Connor Wong if you pointed a gun at me. I think he stinks. I think he's irredeemable piece of garbage in terms of a player. Oh, this is easy. Give me Tristan Casas. When they eventually throw Yoshida into a cannon and fire him to God knows where, Casas will be there to finally get some at-bats at DH, and it'll be his glorious return. I can't wait.
How do you think he's going to be able to come back? just
It'd
because it
have to
was
be for either a Yoshida injury or a Yoshida get the fuck out of here and go literally anywhere else.
because it was so abysmal at the start of last year, just offensively. Do you think he's going to get at least close to what we saw, 2 years ago?
I mean, there's no reason for me to believe that Tristan Cassis forgot how to hit a baseball. I just, that's, oh yeah, he forgot. I mean, like just before he got hurt is when he was finally picking it up. That's the tragic thing. Is like that week he had like a 900 OPS and then like his knee exploded. And it's like, well, fuck. So yeah, I have plenty of belief in Cassis. Give me for him comeback player of the year. Yoshida go literally anywhere else. I do not know why he's still here.
I don't get it either. It is funny though, because there's some people, they're always in my comments anytime Costas comes up and they're like, just trade this guy, like get him off the team. It's like,
There's no value.
Exactly. That's why I always responded. Like, do you realize he's at the lowest valuable possible right now? Like he's got to build that up some way.
Like either let him build him up or like if like God forbid, knock on wood, like if Wilson Contreras got hurt, like it's like you need someone there. Because like, yeah, what's your backup plan at first base? They didn't have a backup plan at first base last year. It was Rafael Devers, and he said, "No thanks, I'm good. I will not be deficient."
Abraham Toro for a couple months was all right, but
no, I'm sorry, no. I was never an Abe Toro guy, and I was never a Dom Smith guy either. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was happy to see these guys go. It's like I'm ready for real baseball players to play on my baseball team now, please.
Yeah, I completely agree. For me, I cut her Crawford down. I did think about Tristan Casas, but it was like, how is he going to fit? And now you could even kind of like you said, ask the same question about Crawford as well. In my mind, I thought he could be a guy when they slot him into that long reliever role could be really effective, especially with what we saw him a couple years ago. He was one of the best like mid-rotation guys in the league, at least at the start of the year of 2024. And now we'll see how he comes back. But he's another guy that's just, where does he fit? Like, it's great to have so much talent on this team, but I think everybody is asking, like, how do these puzzle pieces fit? Like, I don't even know if Craig knows.
No, he definitely doesn't. I mean, because the worst thing is when every time people talk about the Red Sox dumb roster construction, they say like, oh, well, injuries are going to happen. Like they're trying to wish injuries upon our own players in order to make the dumb roster construction make sense. Like stop. And by the way, last year when that happened, injuries did happen to the positions we did not have depth for at first base and second base. So stop wishing injuries on our players, you fucks.
Well, you even brought up first base too. I don't even know who would be the backup. Knock on wood 1,000 times if Contreras and Casas are out. Like, I don't know,
man. I have no idea.
But IKF over there, like maybe that was a big factor for why they got him. No, I'm kidding.
No, actually, I have on decent authority. The reason they got IKF is so if Story gets hurt, that Meyer doesn't have to play shortstop, which is the most backwards thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't get that. He can't.
Meyer should be the shortstop now.
Yeah.
He's the best shortstop on the team. Like if we're talking about run prevention, the best shortstop on the roster, and we know Story can be a great defensive second baseman. He plays up at that position.
Yeah, with Stories, it's just his arm, and it's not like it's going to get better.
No, he's old. People are saying, oh, well, he was a really good shortstop for 70% of the year, and like he just broke down. Like, okay, he's older. He's a year older now, so you expect him to not break down again? Okay, sure, I guess.
Since you brought up Story, you made me think of this. I feel like there's a lot of people, and I hope it's this way, but I feel like there's a lot of people who are just expecting Story to automatically repeat what he did last year. Obviously, like before May, it was abysmal. And after that, like it's incredible the stats that he was able to finish with. But I think there's a lot of people, especially when like the power of the offense came into the topic, it's like, we got Story. Like he's going to be healthy all the time. Like he's just going to automatically repeat what he did last year. And it's like, I don't know if we can like fully count on that though.
No, and I don't like him as the number 2 hitter. I'm sorry. Like he shouldn't be in the top half of this lineup. He's not that caliber of bat anymore. He really just isn't. Like look, I'd be thrilled if Trevor Story put together another 2025 home run season. That'd be sick. Do I really believe in it? Not tremendously, to be honest. If he gives us league average production and good defense, great job. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, I think they just need to hope that he doesn't repeat the struggles that he had at the start of the year. I mean, he was on the fringe of being DFA'd. He was the worst
hitter in the sport. He was legitimately the worst hitter in the sport. it was what was really bad is the Red Sox had the two worst hitters in the sport at the same time because it was him and it was
Campbell.
Christian Campbell at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. They were right next to each other. Yeah, so I don't just give me an okay season, Trevor Story, and I'll be happy with you.
Yeah. Let's hope. Just stay healthy. Knock on wood. But now looking towards another superlative of reliever of the year. Who do you got?
Give me Garrett Whitlock. Give me Garrett Whitlock, man. He was tremendous last year. I expect Chapman to regress a little. I think he's still gonna have a really good season, but Chapman was historically good last year, and it's just kind of impossible to repeat that. So, and I think Whitlock is unbelievable. He was excellent at the second half of last year. Very, very good for almost the entire season. I love Garrett Whitlock. He's fantastic. Great setup, man. I'll make him my reliever of the year prediction.
You pretty much just took the words out of my mouth. I had the same sort of thought with Chapman. It was like, yeah, you can maybe put him down, but like you said, he was historically good, and it's so tough, especially at his age, to be able to repeat anything close to that. I still think he's going to be good, but I think for Whitlock, it's much more likely for him to only get better.
100%. If there was a dark horse in this race, it would be Justin Slayton. I think people just still sleep on Justin Slayton so much. I think he's an incredible talent. And like right now, he's co-setup man / seventh inning arm, which is insane to me.
Yeah, when I had Tyler Milliken on last episode, he said the player that he thinks that is most likely to improve is Justin Slayton. So
shout out to Millibars, man. I love that guy.
yeah,
I'd smooch him if I could.
But yeah, I think Slayton is a guy that, I mean, with the injuries last year, he wasn't able to be consistently on the mound and just be able to get himself back into a groove, it seemed like. And so if he's able to just stay on the field and repeat what he did in 23 and 24, I mean, he's definitely a guy who I think could be the reliever of the year.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. I mean, that 7, 8, 9, I don't think you can get a better one in the entire league. But let's look at as well. Where do you think the Red Sox are going to finish in the division?
Right now, in my thought process, I think they win 90 games. I think they go 90-72. I think that probably places them second, I imagine. How many wins did it take to win the league last year? Well, Blue Jays win like 94, I think.
Yeah.
Right around there.
Right
so
around
yeah, I mean, there's a chance to me, like the Red Sox could easily win this division. Like they can do it. I see them as a 90-win team right now. Give me 90-72, second place in the AL East.
Yeah, I like that. I got them right around 90 wins as well, second place too. And I think especially for the other teams that are around them, like the Blue Jays got a little bit better, but like not really. Like it's also another thing too where the Yankees, I don't think they're any better than they were last year, and especially if they're having all these injuries at the start of the season, I'm not scared.
No, I'm not scared of the Yankees. The Blue Jays deserve respect because like that World Series one was great. Thing is, but do you expect George Springer to be that good again? I mean, if he is, I mean, shit, good for him. Like insane career resurgence. But like so many guys had career best years for them. The rotation's pretty good though. We'll see like what they get out of Trey Savage, although he's hurt to start the year now. They're an interesting team. I think they've Vlad Guerrero Jr. is just such a stud, man. He proved so many people wrong during that playoff run.
I agree. Like they deserve a lot of respect, but I also think Los Bo now putting a lot of pressure on Okamoto to be that guy that he was over in Japan, and we'll see kind of how he's able to acclimate.
Thing is, they made the World Series without Bo Bichette. He didn't play a single game in that run. Like he was good in the World Series, but he was out for most of the year. The guy who's perennially injured for the most part. I don't think they see it as a gigantic loss because they're like, well, we're just going to replace some of the guys who are actually playing every day.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how the Red Sox are able to finish in that loaded division. But obviously, all we both want to see is Red Sox be able to succeed. So what do you think is the biggest factor for the Red Sox to have success this season?
Roman Anthony being the superstar of the team. Roman Anthony having a 6 or 7 WAR season. I think if Roman Anthony stays healthy, he's going to get MVP votes because I truly believe in his talent that much. But he is beginning and end of story. He needs to stay healthy. He needs to have a full season, and he needs to be that guy because this lineup needs him to really be that superstar that stabilizes everything. Otherwise, other than that, like Wilson Contreras could be a big X factor. Wilyer Abreu could be a big X factor. But at the end of the day, Roman Anthony is the sun that the team revolves around. Like he is the beginning end of story. He is the middle of that solar system.
Yeah, I think those three guys offensively that you brought up are going to be so critical to what I believe is the biggest factor, which is them scoring runs. Obviously, we saw how much it hurt them last year, losing games, not only in one-run games, but especially not taking advantage of opportunities with runners in scoring position. So I think especially with how this team is built, not really so much on power, but more of getting on base and being able to produce runs by just getting base hits, getting doubles, different stuff like that. I think the biggest thing for them is to not lose those one-run games because we saw how it hurt them mainly in the end. Like this team could have won the division if they just won like 5 of those one-run ball games
They
last
probably
year.
win all those games if Roman Anthony is up opening day, by the way. Like they could have
Probably,
just done that. But they
probably.
costed themselves so much early on for literally zero reason. It's you ever seen that meme where it's like when I have to shoot my dog because I'm bored, and it's just like the Jesse Pinkman
Yeah,
meme where he's holding the gun and tears in his eyes. That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
Red Sox. It's just like when I have to make my team worse on purpose because I'm bored.
Just gotta have something to do. Gotta make some sort of excitement, I guess, or disappointment. But real quick, let's get into some questions that some fans had. Zoinberger from Twitter asked, "How
Love
do
that
you
guy.
feel about Nate Eaton not making the roster?"
Thank God. Fuck you, Nate Eaton. I hate him so much. I dislike. And listen, and I understand. Like my dislike of Nate Eaton is not entirely rational because in reality, like he's a fine bench player. I just have such a disdain for stupid baseball players, for low IQ, low baseball IQ. I should say. I have no idea how smart he is in real life. All I know is when he gets on the diamond, he becomes, 150 IQ points lower. So dumb. He's such a dumb baseball player, and I cannot stand to watch it. It's part of the reason why I rail against IKF on this team so much because he's also dumb baseball player.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the speed aspect. I know some people just like his ability to play multiple positions and everything like that, but I don't like fully understand the hype. I mean, there's other guys who are able to fully impact this roster more than Nate Eaton. I agree.
Yeah.
And then also too, Bo's Red Sox news asked. We talked a lot about the Yankees so far this episode. What Yankees player do you hate the most?
That's a good question because like all the Yankees now really aren't the most dislikable team ever. I know a lot of people would say Jazz Chisholm. I really don't have anything against Jazz Chisholm. I like how he plays the game of baseball. I like guys that play the game with swagger, that wear their personality on their sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Cam Schlittler, just because fuck that guy, he sucks. And like also I think his beef with Cutter is King is really funny. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll say Cam Schlittler because like the Bruins, the kind of he's just kind of a weirdo. Like he seems like kind of very deeply insecure, and
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of weakness in someone.
Like I get you got to add something to the rivalry, but like you live in Boston, like you still live in Southie. Like why do you got to like say all this stuff just to like drum up something, especially on Twitter? And then it's like, oh yeah, go Bruins.
Yeah, it just seems like it's odd, very odd person.
Yeah. Well, you brought up Cutter is King. So if people want to check out your great podcast over on Barstool, great Red Sox podcast, Dirty Water, where can they find that stuff?
Yep, Dirty Water. It's available on anywhere you stream your podcast. It's me, Mike Manansky, aka Mutt. People are dunking over Mutt right now, like very all the time because of his article about Connelly Early not making the team because of money purposes, and like now
Yeah.
Connelly Early made the team, so people are dunking on him. But listen, Mutt's a good guy. Mutt's a good guy.
Yeah.
Be nice to him. And then Cutter is King, obviously the greatest troll of all time on the internet. And then obviously like for my own streams because I'll be streaming all the Red Sox games here this season, just like I have the last 2 years now. Find me at Hogdale _ on Twitch and just youtube.com/Hogdale on YouTube.
Yeah, hopefully they can give you a lot of moments to be screaming into the microphone again and being able to get all excited. Honestly, dude, the energy that you bring on the broadcast, like it's so fun to watch.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
And then just one last thing I had for you. I know there's a lot of people who are listening who, like you and I, had dreams of being able to work in the sports industry. Like I had to do a lot of stuff to be able to get my role at CBS Sports. And I know for you, you spoke about when you got the job at Barstool, just all the work that you put in. So I'm curious from kind of your journey, what advice would you give to people who want to get into sports?
give up. No.
Just stop right
Can you
now.
imagine? No,
Yeah.
like it sounds like a hack bet, but like it really is true. You just got to keep doing it. You need to like, you're going to fail and you're going to fail a lot. No one's going to watch your shit for a really long time. And it's going to be really fucking demoralizing because you're going to wonder why you're even doing this for. But like, you need to not focus on the numbers. The numbers don't matter. What matters is when you are, putting out your content, when you're creating, you're honing your craft. You're getting better with every time you do something. The repetition makes you a little more confident, gives you a little bit more boost of confidence in what you're saying. So much of talking into a microphone is saying it with bass. Just like have a little bit of bass, have a little bit of oomph, have conviction in what you're saying. Because, people in the back of their mind are like, why the fuck am I listening to this guy for? And, you need to, put their mind at ease with the way you say things. They're like, you're listening to me because I know what I'm fucking talking about. I'm
Right.
giving you the confidence within yourself to, I know what I am talking about. It's just repetition. Keep doing it. And, don't give up. And then hopefully Dave Portnoy sees you on, Instagram, DMs you, and then hires you. That's what happened to me, at least. I'm not going to pretend
Yeah.
like I didn't get massively fucking lucky. But, like, you create your own luck. You got to
100%.
work. You got to put the work in.
I completely agree. And I think the one thing that you do a great job of is being authentic. And that's the one thing, especially when people first start talking into a microphone. It's great to be inspired by other people. It's great to try and emulate somebody else, but you've got to find your own voice. You need to be authentic. You need to show your full personality. And that's something that I think you do a great job of.
I mean, it's my biggest thing is I've always been big on authenticity. I think people can sniff out if you're inauthentic. My confidence in that take has gotten lower. I think people who know what they're talking about can sniff out authenticity. And then people who are delusional cannot, because I cannot. The amount of comments I get now, it's like Barstool fucking changed you, bro. You're fucking,
Yeah.
you're different. You're more negative, brother. You were
Yeah.
not in the throes of the stream 2 years ago when I was screaming at the top of my lungs that Connor
Right.
Wong is a terrorist. You just weren't there. You weren't in the trenches with me, brother, and that's okay. But like, you don't know.
No, yeah, I completely agree. It's always cool to be able to especially see the growth in yourself. I started this podcast back in my junior year of college and just restarted it, a couple weeks ago. But it was funny looking back at stuff from 2020, 6 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not that good. I'm all choppy and everything like that. But kind of like you said, it comes with the growth, and especially when you're able to talk about your favorite team, like we're able to do, makes it a lot more fun.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Well, really appreciate you coming on the show today, man. It was awesome to have you on, and let's hope that we get to see some great Red Sox games. You're able to broadcast some really exciting moments, and hopefully they're able to get further in the playoffs. But we'll end it at that. We'll end it how we always do. Let's go Sox. Peace.